Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. We'll give it another minute here just to get people logged on before starting. Alrighty, well, let's get started here. Yeah, I'm Josh Parker. I'm the outside sales rep focusing on the off-grid and the oil and gas side of things here at BayWa. Continuing education is really important to us here at BayWa, so we really appreciate you attending and taking the time out of your day to join us here with Phocos. Just a reminder that this is going to be recorded and shared on our YouTube channel as well, and then sent out in our monthly newsletter. If you haven't already, we encourage you guys to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll find all of our webinars on there moving forward. If you have any questions, be sure to type them in the chat box at the bottom right corner. We'll answer questions as we go and then have a Q&A at the end as well. Phocos is a great partner with BayWa, and we're really looking forward to diving in their products here today. So without further ado, I'll pass it over to the Phocos team.
Thanks, Josh. My name is Justin Robinson. I'm the sales manager for North America here at Phocos. For those of you that aren't familiar with Phocos, we design and manufacture industrial-grade solar charge controllers used globally in off-grid lighting, infrastructure applications, places where systems need to run reliably. Today's session is intentionally practical. We're not going to go too in depth on everything, give you a full overview of our products. The goal here is to walk through the Phocos charge controllers that BayWa supports, explain where each one fits, and help you make faster, more confident decisions when specifying some equipment. Some of the things that we're going to cover here are going to be the ECO-N-T, the ECO-N-MPPT families, the CIS-N series. We'll also spend some time specifically on the CIS-N-MPPT-130, which is a key solution for customers who need more PV capacity, MPPT efficiency, and industrial durability without adding any unnecessary system complexities. So we're going to try and keep this grounded in real-world installs. And right now, I'm going to hand it over to Jesus. He's one of our senior technical support specialists. Jesus works directly with installers, integrators, every day on system designs, commissioning, and troubleshooting. Basically the end all be all on any questions when it comes to Phocos and our products. Anything that you may have questions, during or after, I plan on sending out a follow-up email to clarify any of those. But from this point on, I'm going to let Jesus take it and really introduce the product to you guys and show you what we can do.
Thank you, Justin. So, as Jen said, my name's Jesus. I'm the technical technician here at Phocos. With me, we also have Dylan, who's one of our engineers, R&D engineers as well. So let's get started. So as Justin said, who is Phocos? We are an OEM, ODM company that it works on charge controllers, designing and having our catalog as well. We've been around for about 25 years, and we continue to try and evolve to what the market wants and try and create the best product out there not only for our end users, but also customized solutions that some of our end users and customers would like as well. We work basically, our big theme is anywhere, anytime, any grid. So we're able to work on basically trying to work in any type of scenario, climate change. So try and cover basically all fields or any need that you guys may want. Our reputation, reliable. We have been around for 20 plus years, about 25 years now. We have products that have been around, charge controllers that have been around for a very long time as well. Continue making charge controllers as a catalog, as well as an OEM partner. It's very cost effective. We try and work with what your guys' needs are and try and make it as cost effective for you guys as well as for us. Just put these all out there. We are your local partner, so anything you guys need, we're here to help you guys out, how to be better for you guys as well. We're very flexible, so we're very understanding. We usually always have somebody ready to answer questions, and we have technical experts that are always ready to answer your questions as well. So we always are a call away, an email away. So we're always here. Any questions you guys have, we're here to answer.
Sorry, Jesus, I just want to butt in real quick and just add that Jesus and I are based in Tucson, Arizona. So any North American distribution needs or tech support needs will go through our Tucson office in the Arizona time zone.
Thank you, Don. So what we do, this is our product portfolio. We specialize in MPPT charge controllers, PWM charge controllers, hybrid inverters, refrigeration, as well as monitoring and communication with our products. We'll start with the off-grid system. All of our products are off-grid systems or hybrid. So we know for charge controllers specifically, which what we're going over today, is a lot of solar lighting. We go through signaling, industrial, marine. Basically, we can go to any field that you guys would like for us to try and study, understand, all photovoltaic. These are some of our off-grid applications: recreation, so our RVs, your marine, like golf carts as well, solar lighting, as well as industrial. So from remote monitoring to oil and gas, traffic, securities, and telecom towers. So this is a small diagram of our charge controllers, one of our charge controllers, of how they can be designed to work. So you would have a PV input, battery, and then you have a load. Most of our charge controllers have a load, and you can either connect on the load either a DC load, or if you add an inverter in between, a standalone inverter, you can create AC loads as well. So some of you guys may ask, what is a charge controller? A charge controller is basically it is an interface between solar PV and battery. One of the main things that the charge controller does is help regulate battery charging, and that way we won't damage batteries. As batteries aren't damaged, protects the battery as well. In our case, it creates a load, whether it's an LED light, DC load, or connected through an AC inverter that goes from DC to AC. We have two different types. We have a PWM and MPPT. An MPPT, what an MPPT does, it tracks the max power point of the panel. So it goes to basically give us the peak of the panel. So the peak power, if we were looking at if it provides the most efficiency when it comes to getting the sunlight from getting sunlight to the battery or any of our LEDs. So our mission with charge controllers is to help the battery, help extend battery life. These basically protect any DC equipment that we have, and also increase and help sorry. Basically try to maximize our return on what we invested. So with our charge controllers, what we're trying to do is make it the most reliable, have the best system life, the value of it, by either having a design that can last a very long time. It's very robust, and basically try and make it as bulletproof as possible without any errors. That way it continues working for a very long time. A lot of our charge controllers are more than just a battery charger. They do the battery charging, but they are protecting they are also providing a load at the same time, where, like I've said previously, it's either a DC load or through an AC inverter, it's providing an AC load as well. But a lot of the times it is designed to do LED load, so it's a direct LED driver. And what the main thing is, it's very robust. So it doesn't really, it's not designed, it's not a failure point. It's very well designed to where it's gonna work for a very long time. So these are the series that we have. So this is our charge controller series, from our PWMs to MPPTs. Our focus point today is actually going to be our ECO-MPPTs and our CIS-N-MPPTs. All of our Phocos products are CE compliant, so they are within the CE regulatory standard. So it is safe for sale. We ensure that they're compliant with the European regulations. We have for the proper documentations as well. You can find all of the compliance on our website that shows what our certifications are, as well as dates as well that we have been compliant with the CE, that we are CE compliant. Our first one that we'll be talking about is the CIS-N series. All of our CIS-Ns are a 12 volt and 24 volt nominal voltage. It is auto detection, so the charge controller itself, it will detect whether we have installed a 24 volt battery or a 12 volt system. There are multiple charging current models. We do have 10, 20 were our CIS-NTs, and then we also have our CIS-N-MPPTs that have higher charging models that we'll be going through a little bit further on. All of our charge controllers are either IP67 or IP68 fully rating. They are fully potted, which allows them for them to be waterproof and water resistant as well. These also have wire leads that are already included on them, to where you can, on each of the leads, you can put whichever type of terminal you guys would like to as well. They are fully programmable. They have a fully programmable charge profile and settings. They do come with a set already of default settings, but you can program them yourself with the MXIR or a CIS-CU controller to do a custom profile on either how you want them set, or with the MXI, you can do a fully customized charge profile when it comes to the battery. You would need an MXIR for that one. All the load control, it's all timed, so you can set that with the controller or through the MXI profile. And you can also program if you want any dimming with them. Our charge controllers are compatible with lithium, as well as lead acid batteries. Some of our charge controllers do have an LED driver fix or programmable in them. And our CIS software is our CIS-N PC software that you can find under softwares in our website. The other one that we would use as well is Phocos Link PC for some of our other CIS-N series products. This is our CIS-N PC software, as you guys can see here. What you would use is the MXIR, and a Windows laptop to try and get the information from the controller itself, or you can send information to the controller as well. You're able to retrieve data from it, as well as data log information from the controller. You can set up battery profile. You can also go into expert mode, where you're able to get fully customized the profile on the charge controller itself. So the first one we have is our CIS-N-MPPT. We do have it is a 130, as you can see right here. This is our 130 CIS-N-MPPT, and this would be our 8515. What that means is it is a 30 amp charge controller for the 130, and an 8515 is our 15 amp charge controller. So this one is all depending on how much current you guys would want. 100 amps, the 100 amp charge controller, it is important to know that it does 95 max VOC from the panel, so it'll accept a 95 volt panel as well, and the 15 amp one does 85 volts VOC for the max input panel. Both of them have up to 98% efficiency, conversion efficiency from PV to battery as well. So these have an IP68 housing, so it has an IP68 rating. So due to the potting, that's what makes this one an IP68, as well with the wire leads that are on there. It works really well with our CIS-N app as well. So, and with the previous slide, as you guys saw, this is one of those products that works with the CIS-N app to do a fully programmable battery settings, as well as light timing and dimming as well. Some of the use cases for this one: street lighting, signaling, security are one of the main use cases for this the CIS-N-MPPT, either the 100 or 130. Here you're also able to see our technical data sheet, and you're able to see some of where our main our kind of like default settings to what the battery is set to in this case. So it does a boost of 14.4, float at 13.8, and you also have our recommendations of kind kind of like the max PV panel, max usable panel. One of the things that a discharge controller has as well, it has a common negative. So one negative for each of the positives, whether PV, load, or your battery, you have a single negative, as well as having a temperature compensation for it as well. So in a cold climate, it is compensating for that. So it'll go, for example, if instead of stopping at 14.4, it would stop at 14.7. That way the battery gets a full state of charge, as opposed due to that temperature compensation. Like I said before, it is CE compliant as well. Is there any questions as of right
Nope, as of right now, nothing to ask.
now? The next one is our CIS-N-MPPT-DALI. So this is another MPPT to where this one also tracks the max power point. This is it's 8515. So 85 max on the VOC, 15 amp charge controller. It has an external load current of 5 amps. It is also fully potted, so it has an IP68 with the housing leads. Fully programmable charge profile. This one in specific has an RS-485 communication interface. So the communication interface with this one will work with our Phocos Link PC. I'll show you guys a little bit later on that as well. And it works with lithium batteries, and it has the LFP wake up. So it so in case lithium batteries go to sleep, it does a test to try and wake up the LFP batteries. It has both a buck MPPT for charging and a boost LED driver to power LEDs from the battery. This is one of our new products that we've launched. And what this has, this has the D4I DALI compliance, which means that we're able to, it's designed for street lighting to where it communicates with, for example, a row of street lights, and it's able to basically keep everything on like the same schedule. It's not just our standard charge controller. With the DALI interface, it allows for more focused on street lighting in this case. I don't know if you want to add anything about the DALI, Dylan, as of right now.
No, I think just as a note, this is our latest release charge controller with a lot of added features, high performance, and improvements upon the legacy CIS series. So it's really the latest and greatest that we have in that series right now, specifically for the lighting industry. If there's any solar street lighting interests, this charge controller is a great competitor.
Some of the features that some of the brief features that I'll go over that it does have the SSR. So our DALI has, we can connect it to an SSR where that is connected to, as you can see here, it's connected to the grid. It sends a signal. It turns on the relay on the SSR, allows it to go to AC charger, and charges the battery. This would be a case to where if during the day the battery isn't fully charged, the controller is able to recognize that the battery isn't going to be fully charged by the end of the day, and it turns on the relay, but the public grid turns on, goes through the AC charger, and starts charging up the battery. That way you have a full battery for the night. It also communicates through the DALI node as well, where this is kind of it kind of allows it to communicate with the rest, kind of like Dylan said, for the streetlight signaling. So it goes down the line. The next one is our CIS-N. So the CIS-N is 10 and 20 amp models, so as well as 12 and 24 auto detection on either two of the models. This is one of our legacy models that have been around. It is an IP68 like the rest of them, and it has also with the leads already out and a common negative as well. It is fully programmable like the other ones, either with the CIS-CU or the MXIR, and Syscom basically. So the MXIR sends it to Syscom, and you're able to communicate or see what data this controller has inside it. It's also compatible with lithium batteries. This one does have our UL 1741 as well as our HAZLOC Class 1 Division 2 certification as well. Use cases very similar: signaling, street lighting, security. And then as before, you can see our technical data sheet where it'll, on the CIS-10, we recommend a 30 volt for a 30 volt panel for a 12 volt system, and a 50 volt panel for a 24 volt system for both either CIS-10 or the 20. This is one that also has the temperature compensation as well. So I know you guys are in colder climates, and with the colder climates, we compensate as well for the temperature depending on whether you have a 12 or 24 volt system. So this is our Syscom that's used for CIS-N programming. So this is kind of just a brief view of how it looks in expert mode. For that, you would use the MXIR. You point that at the bottom of the controller where all the leads are coming out. Usually you either import settings or export settings. That way you're able to see what settings you have or what settings you're trying to push. In this case here, we are in expert mode. So in load 1, usually if you only want to do dusk to dawn, you keep it there. And then load 2 is just for dimming purposes. The other, and then also battery settings on here. If you have a specific battery that, for example, lithium, and you want to fully customize, you're able to do that. Also, and you also have the CIS-CU controller. This is only used to either send settings or do a load test as well. So you can use the Syscom in comparison with the controller. If you're on site and can't reach the controller, you can't reach the charge controller, you can use the CIS-CU remote and send settings through that. As you can see, a little bit more here on the Syscom. This is our customizing where you can do dimming. And the example that is shown here is that you have it's based on the middle of the night, but you have it set to where the full night the light is dimmed. It's fully dim. You can set it to dusk to dawn, and then under dimming, you set it from specific hours to where only part of the night is dim, whether you want it from the middle of the night or from based on dusk to dawn. This is our Phocos Link PC software. So some of our products have an RS-485 that connects to the Phocos Link PC software. The CIS product that has that would be the DALI. So our DALI, you would use our Phocos Link PC as well if you want to do customizable settings to it. If you want to pick the type of battery, or if you really want to do a full customizing on it. You can also use it for data logging, so you'll be able to see the data log during the specific time period or retrieve data log from the controller as well. This is kind of the view you'd be getting. when you export information, and when you save information, you'll be getting a CSV, and you'll be able to grab a exportable CSV as well. This is a small view of how it looks as well when you go into our full settings. And when you're working with the CIS-DALI, so you're able to show, set the LVD, batteries, night detection, loads as well, any LVD or any changes that you want to make. Any questions so far, any of the softwares?
I'm not seeing any questions coming in here on any of the software, anything we've gone over too much, but I see we're getting into the ecos next, so I'm sure we'll have a couple coming up with them.
Okay, perfect. Next, we have the ECO-NTs. If I'm not mistaken, this is one that you guys do use a lot. So our ECO is made for very harsh environments as well, very industrial. Our PCBA is full encapsulated, so it's fully potted, and as well as having the LED interface. So you're able to see the lights, the lights on it. So your green, your state of charge, day or night, yellow, SOC, and any errors that we may see with the red. Some of the key features, it is like some of the other charge controllers, it is a 12 and 24 volt charge controller that auto detects. And we have a 10 amp and a 20 amp models, charging models for this charge controller itself. The bulk, the main charge instance bulk, it takes all available current from the PV to charge the battery. So in this case, since how it comes, it's our default setting is going to 14.4 and then lowering during our flow to 13.8. It does have an LVD to disconnect the batteries to protect the batteries. Our charge controller does have a customizable firmware and charge profiles for any OEM orders that you guys have. I believe you guys do have a custom one with us, if I'm not mistaken, where it compensates for temperature. Here are some ECO-NT protections. It does have the LVD disconnect. It protects battery from over discharge. So that's one of our protections. The other protection is overcharging. So it has temperature compensation that's limited to 15 volts or 30 volts, depending if you have a 12 volt or 24 volt system. It has a high voltage disconnect. So it disables charging whenever it reaches that high voltage disconnect, as well as disconnecting the loads at that time. It also reduces absorption charge time depending on the state of the battery. So light battery usage do not need long absorption. So some of these batteries might not get the full absorption time, and it protects it from overdoing that and protecting the battery from getting damaged at all. It does have reverse polarity as well as a short circuit protection on the charge on it as well. So some of the use cases that we've had is RV, homes, signaling, street lighting, marine, and any industrial as well. So this charge controller is made basically to be used in all different cases. The ambient temperature for the charge controller to be used is -40 to 60 to +60 degrees Celsius. So it is made for very extreme cold temperatures or hot temperatures as well as temperature compensation for that, depending where the temperature is. For your charge controller, I believe it is at -30 millivolts per Kelvin or -60 millivolts per Kelvin on a 24 volt system. Like I said before, it is It is a CE compliant as well as a UL 1741 listed, and has lock compliance. This is the list of certifications for both the ECO-N-T and CIS-N certifications. So it does have both. So as you can see, it is a UL 1741 as well as a Class 1 Division 2 HAZLOC certification on it as well. So it is very robust and very well designed for any type of environment as well. Any questions before continuing moving forward?
I'm not seeing any questions, but I did want to just say a couple things here. With the ECO-NTs, their terminals are recessed, which really does add an extra little amount of safety as well. There's no open screws. There's no chance of jumping across two of the screws, having an arc or anything like that. These really are a one size fits all. They're a great product, like everybody just chatted about. They really are durable, robust, and have a ton of different uses. So yeah, no, if there are any questions, definitely reach out to your reps.
The next one is the ECO-N-MPPT. Very similar to ECO, no wire leads, kind of like you just mentioned right now. There's no any screws that are popping or anything, so very similar to the other one. This one does have it's a 12 volt 24 volt auto detection as well, 15 amp charging current, and then you can set up to an 85 volt panel for 24 volt systems on this charge controller as well as being compatible with lithium battery. It does also have the LEDs, so very easy to know when it's either day or night, and if there's any like errors that happen, you're able to see it through those LEDs, or any state that the charge controller may be. Like the other one, it has an LVD protection, and it has a programmable LED load control timer and electronic protections, as well as common negative through the system. This one's also compatible with the Phocos Link PC software. So we're able to use the Phocos Link PC to be able to see any information or fully customize what we can see there. Here is a list of use cases that we have as well. For this one, very similar to the ECO. You have your RV, marine, industrial signaling, and street lighting for it as well. As you can see here, for a 12 volt, we recommend a 50 volt panel, or for 24 and 80 volt panel. They have a common negative as well as same ambient temperature as before, and temperature compensation, as we can see here as well. So kind of like just a brief overview. All of our charge controllers do have the same ambient temperature as well as the temperature compensation to protect, basically to work in any environment, as we've seen before.
I just want to add one thing, Jesus, that unlike the CIS series 8515 that has an internal sort of nightlight timer, the Eco version, while the powertrain is similar, 85 volt, 15 amp charger, it does not have a built-in nightlight timer. That's the main distinction between the CIS-N-MPPT 8515 and this ECO-N-MPPT, which is an 8515. The Eco is a little more streamlined. It doesn't feature that nightlight timer. It doesn't have the solar street light specific features that the CIS does, but it can certainly be used to power nightlight loads. Just it doesn't have a timer built in, so and no dimming feature. So just wanted to add that distinction between the two.
So we do provide ODM/OEM services. So It's any of the products that you see seen on our either catalog or one of the ones that we've gone over. We can always do a customized solution to what you guys are specifically looking for as well. So we're able to work off of what we already have or be able to design something new that we don't have, but we're able to work together to design something else. Now, any questions before we move to our AnyGrid system?
I'm not seeing anything as of right now. So yeah, let's hop into AnyGrid.
Okay. So what is our AnyGrid? Our AnyGrid is our hybrid inverter. So it is an on-grid, off-grid solution that we have for you guys. So our models are in North America, it's a 3K 120 24 volt and a 6.5 120 48 volt system. It is an on and off grid solution, so you can grid tie it. Grid tie, we do have an AC input to grid tie as well as a PV and battery as well. Our inverter, you can either make it a fully off grid to where you adapt a generator as a backup AC source, or the direct grid to it as well. So this is kind of just a brief overview of how you can set up our inverter. You can either have, like I said before, public grid, generator. You have your AC loads. PV panels are either optional or connected to the system to basically, if you want to minimize the public grid usage. One thing we do have an AnyCell, we're currently sold out of them. But if you guys were to be interested in the AnyCell, you can reach out to Justin and he can get more information for you guys for the AnyCell as well. We do have a Phocos AnyBridge that communicates to the Phocos Link cloud, and where you're either able to see it on your computer or any mobile devices. And usually having an AnyBridge cloud helps us troubleshoot or see your site as well. So it makes it a lot easier as a visibility of what your inverter is doing as well. Like I said, these are our models. We do have the 230 models as well, but due to being North America, we would use their 120 models. You are able to make them into a split phase configuration as well by having two of them set up in split phase. Our models are our 3 kilowatt models are an 80 ADC as a single 80 ADC MPPT charge controller already included, while our 6.5 model and our 8 kilowatt 230/40 model have two independent MPPT charge controllers that does 120 ADC total. It works with or without battery. We mainly recommend having a battery for the system at all times. That is our recommendation. It works with flooded lead acid, AGM gel, as well as lithium batteries as well. It is fully customizable to the battery specs within our settings. It does do 2 times nominal for 5 seconds. If it is accepted in your region, you can also do a grid feed as well. It communicates through RS-232 as well for the battery. It does RS-488 and can as well to do communication on lithium batteries between the inverter and the battery system as well. It does have a genset starter relay. Our system is an IP21, and you can synchronize up to 9 PHWH units to increase any power. So it works as a single phase, split phase, or up to the 3-phase configuration. Here are a list of our models. The one that we don't have is the 5 kilowatt model that has been discontinued and replaced with the 6.5. So just so you can see, this is our display here that is completely removable. And we have light indicators to see what is our AC priority and what is our inverter mode, to whether if it's charging, if it's working off AC, battery. You can also see here that you can do a priority, a battery charging timer, and select whether you want to charge from either the solar or you want to charge from PV at a specific time. And then as well as an AC output on and off switch here as well. You can see we have RS-232 communication cable where we would connect our any bridge to communicate with the inverter itself. And you also have BMS if you were to have any other battery to communicate directly, as well as where you connect the genset relays underneath.
Yeah, we do have a question here.
Yes.
Yeah, can you use the 230 volt for split phase instead of getting two?
Dylan, do you have any?
Yeah, so if you have 240 volt loads only, then that works fine. It can be set to 60 hertz or 50 hertz. But just keep in mind, there's no center tap on that unit. This device is a single phase output per unit. So even to get split phase, like 120, 240, you need two any grids to produce that. So you can use a 230 volt unit, set it to 240. There's some voltage manipulation allowed on the setting there. But you're only going to be able to power 240 volt loads. You will not be able to power any 120 volt loads unless you add a downstream auto transformer. Like I said, if you have an auto transformer that you want to add to that, that certainly would give you a 120, 240. But the unit itself won't output anything with a center tap in it. So if that makes sense.
Yep, looks like that answered that one. And then just a couple other questions here. Can you show specific models BayWa will be selling, and when will N-Grid be available on our website? For that one, I encourage you guys to reach out to your sales rep, and they can definitely get you some more information there on when all these are going to be available.
Sounds good, yes.
Okay, then yeah, I think we're good to continue. That's all I see.
All right, go ahead, Jesus, take it back again.
Okay. So our energy sources going to the inverter. So kind of like I've said before, you have if you want to be completely off grid, all you would need is properly sized panels and batteries as well to provide just a full off grid solution with no public grid or generators. So you can have each one of them, like I said before. So you can have a PV and battery only case, or you can have public grid and battery only and use a battery as a full backup in case your grid ever goes out. So you're only you have battery only, or you can have a situation or a case where you have your PVs, you have batteries, and then you have a generator if you want to be completely off grid, not rely on the public grid as well, where the generator only comes on either it doesn't come on at all, and it's like, let's say you have really harsh conditions, there's a lot of snow, you don't have very much sunlight, your generator then kicks on during that time, or your public grid. Or as you see here in this case, you have the transfer switch that whether if, let's say you have your generator on and then you run out of gas, propane, then your public grid, the transfer switch, if it's a smart relay, you switch it on to where you have your public grid then power on your loads through the inverter. We personally strongly recommend having a battery connected to the inverter itself, to where you have PV during the day, battery at night, or have it as a complete backup. Without battery, usually batteries take up most of the cost just to the price, but it is recommended as having as a good source of usage overnight.
Yeah, I got another question here. Life PO4, I assume, is good. Also, support for setting up specific settings for those.
Yeah. There's specific settings that you can set on there. We do have a list of batteries on our website as well under battery recommendations that work in a closed loop communication. It'll show you some that are for 48 volts and some for 24 volts, and then one that that's worked really well with our 6.5 is also a pipe that's not on our list, but also works with the system really well.
Awesome. Yeah, no,
Well,
our Soluna batteries would be an excellent option for this as well.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, it does have communication with our inverters as well.
Awesome.
So you'd be able to work on it in a closed loop communication with our 6.5.
Awesome. Yeah, that's it for questions from what I can see so far.
Okay. Okay. So just kind of before what the inverter has, like I said before, our 6.5 has 2 MPPT solar charge controllers on there. So you're able to connect 2 separate strings, one to each of the MPPTs. So it allows for more power to come in to the controller itself. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's 4,000 watts per panel max that we're able to do, or 250 VDC per MPPT, if I'm not mistaken. So it auto synchronizes to AC source, so it'll go from one to the other automatically. It's fairly quickly as well, to where when you goes from PV to battery or battery from an AC source, there's no flickering, so it's a smooth transition from one source to the other as well. Kind of like I said before, here you have the two strings on our 6.5 kilowatt inverter. So you have it allows for 2 strings of PV panels to be connected. Our 3 kilowatt only allows for has a single MPPT, so that would be the difference between our 3K as well as power. And our 6.5 is that our 6.5 has 2 independent MPPTs. Meanwhile, our 3 kilowatt only has a single MPPT on there as well. So in this case, you don't need a combiner box to connect them all and then put it into a single MPPT. This one has already 2, so you can connect with the MC4 connectors to each of the strings on the MPPTs as well. Like I said, 250 VOC per MPPT, 4,000 watt usable power per MPPT as well on the 6.5. Is there any questions so far on this so far?
Nope, nothing that I can see.
Yep. Like I said before, so you can connect up to 9 units in parallel. If you have just 120s, you can do up to 9 units in parallel, or if you do split phase as well, you can be up to 9 units connected in a split phase configuration where you have 2 in 2P1 and 2 in 2P2 to add either more power to the units as well, or if you need a larger system where you need more any grids and to continue to basically provide for a larger load. Like we do have some instances or some cases where in Costa Rica we do have systems where we have 8 any grids connected, 4 of them 2P2 and 4 of them in 2P1. to create a larger scale of split phase configuration as well. So we're able to make that, we're able to create that type of system to where it's a lot larger. Like I said before, kind of you can see here is just an example of 5-unit in parallel. So each they're all in single phase, but they're parallel together to in this scenario here. So you can have up to 25 kilowatt nominal in this phase. Now we have our PSWB line. So this is our battery version of it. We have 120/24 volt and 1.6 kilowatt and half 500 watt 120/12 volt system for like smaller scaled systems as well. These can't be paralleled or split phase, so this would be only like a single for small usage for systems. So you can you have your 1.6 24 volt battery if you're only going to have like a small scale, very remote, either like a small cabin or something that you need some sort of AC source, but you don't have that many loads. These would be some that you can look at. Some of the features, you have a PV power on the 3K. You can have up to 3K AC nominal power as a surge on the 1.6. Usable PV 1.8. Does have the 60 ADC solar charge controller, so you're able to charge up to 60 ADC on them. And like the PHWH, you have 2 times nominal AC power for it, as well as a switch over of 10 milliseconds. It does have the RS-232 communication as well as USB. This is also an IP21, and it works with lithium, AGM, gel, and flooded batteries as well. Now we're moving on to our Phocos in Cloud, which is our software where we're able to see all the information for each of the sites. So the Phocos in Cloud, it works with either PHWB or PHWH, where we're able to see each site on our end, as well as the customer site is able to see his own site. So we're able to see load power, how much load is being used, how much AC sources coming in, how much batteries being used or being charged, as well as the PV load. You need Wi-Fi for this. So if you have Wi-Fi on site and this is connected, if it has a strong connection, everything works, we should be able to see any type of information that comes through from battery voltages that it's reading on the terminals. We're able to see that loads are being used. In some instances where if you have a generator, we're able to see, for example, if it's the hertz are too high, we're able to see that as well. So we're able to see a lot of different information from the cloud itself. Here's some of the benefits. It has real-time data, it has historical data up to 2 years. We're able to download a CSV from the cloud site itself. So we're able to get information, we're able to see information, as well. It's since we have access, we're able to help with the troubleshooting if a customer is showing he's not seen something like, so we're able to see what's going on there, as well as assist, and the customer is able to see what loads he has, which is the most important part, to try and cut down costs on either usage or cut down usage for them, because they're trying to use less and less to save. For example, they have the AC the AC grid connected. They're trying to save how much they actually use, so they're trying to cut down on costs as well. So they're able to see that from the cloud. You can see kind of like a small little depiction here of how it looks. So in this case, you're able to see that it's grid feeding, charging the battery, as well as providing a load from this power flow chart that we're seeing. Like I said, these are the benefits that it has. So minimize costs, real-time historical data, and then you can optimize your usage. The cloud is connected through RS-232 on the inverter. So like I said before, connects to the AnyGrid, that connects to RS-232. You connect it to your router or Wi-Fi, and then you sign up through the Phocos cloud, which is free, and you should be able to see it either on your computer, mobile device, or on your phone as well. Just kind of how the AnyBridge looks. You have your CAN interface, RS-485 interface, RS-232 interface, as well as light indicators for showing when the unit is either retrieving data, showing data, as well as you have a LAN interface as well, your antenna, and a reset button in case you want to reset it or change something on the AnyBridge as well. We have our BLE app. So we do have an app, our Phocos Link app, that allows us to see some of the information on it. This only shows through Bluetooth. So if you're next to the inverter, you should be able to see the power flow chart, but you won't be able to see all of the data that shows on the cloud as clearly as you were to have the cloud on there. So this kind of shows your commissioning steps to where you click on the AnyBridge. If you have Ethernet, this will populate green, and then you go to setup, you do your username, email, internet, and SSID information. Then once it's all, you'll get an email afterwards if you're a new user, and it connects. And then you should be able to show here if it's connected to Wi-Fi or the cloud once it is accepted. With that being said, is there any questions?
I'll get into it here. I'm not seeing any more questions, but I'll give everybody an opportunity to put them in the question box if they have anything. I just wanted to say thank you very much to the Phocos team. The team here at BayWa has been dealing with Phocos for over a decade now. They're a great partner with really great products, and they truly are amazing with technical support and just a call away with a quick and accurate answer. I can speak firsthand to that. You guys always get back incredibly quick when we do have any questions. The products are great. Like mentioned, they're auto sensing between 12 to 24 volts. So you only need one part on the shelf. They're extremely cost effective. They have a small footprint, and they have all the charge points that you can set just based on our vast experience in the industry to protect your equipment. So definitely feel free to reach out to your reps if you have any additional questions. We always have plenty of stock of the ECOs and CIS charge controllers in our warehouse. We encourage you to check out the web shop for specs, install manuals, inventory details, and pricing. And be sure to check out the full webinar on our website. I'm not seeing any more questions rolling in. So thanks again for attending. We always appreciate it, especially with continuing education here at BayWa. So thank you very much, everyone.
Yep, thank you guys. And we might have a final word from Justin, our sales manager from the Phocos side. And I just want to add that we're always open to feedback and looking for customer interests, applications that we might not know about. So make sure you contact through your BayWa sales reps to let them know about any pain points you're experiencing that BayWa and Phocos can potentially partner on to help solve those problems.
Thanks, Dylan. Well, first off, thank you to everybody for joining today, and especially a big thank you to the BayWa team for coordinating all this and giving us an opportunity to present some of our products. Our intent today was just to give you a practical view of where our charge controllers fit. From the ECO-N-T to the CIS lineup. I think Jesus did a very great job covering all of that. If there's one takeaway from this, these controllers are designed to help you build systems that are easier to install, more reliable in the field, and simpler to support over time. So any follow-up questions or anything like that, as has been repeated a couple times on the call, please feel free to reach out to your BayWa representative, and we'll step in as needed. But other than that, thank you very much for taking the time today and listening to us and giving us a chance to show you some of our product.
Awesome. Well, yeah, no, thank you very much. Yeah, I'm just seeing one question here, just curious on when we can order the inverters. Yeah, your sales rep is going to reach out to you, and then we'll sort out a timeline on when we can start looking at stuff like that. Again, yeah, thank you very much to the Phocos team, and thank you everyone for attending the webinar.